Okay, day 71, part 4. I love it when Andrew McCabe does anything. When he does anything, especially destruction of evidence. I think you're going to find the fire in the Bronx is to destroy the parts, car parting, the chop shops. I was there for about 2 weeks doing the Bronx story. I haven't really put all the pieces together on that, and I think this one is going to be getting the car records in Virginia. Obviously, a raid, you don't have to actually destroy the records, but you can put all the records into the vault in Clarksburg, West Virginia. So I believe the satellite office in this case was going to be the Bronx. There's going to be a couple of other Bronx fires, I think, for the different chop shops. And I think the key records, this is going to go all the way back to the CIA car dealership and the successive car dealerships they've had since then. All those records, I believe, now were in Sterling or very close to Sterling, near the Dulles Airport. Okay, so real quickly, I did a story out there where one of Imran's beatings was near Sterling. If you go out to, well, first of all, people who've watched this series are going to laugh at the Sugarland. This is where the courtyard was, 46930. They're going to laugh at the clock tower, the Sugarland crossing, and the town center. And one of the things I've noticed over and over and over again is how close all these places are to the town center, meaning good transportation. So if you have operatives coming and going, no footprints, no cars, no car insurance, no traffic tickets. It's just a good place to go for just a good just a good place to put operatives, to cycle operatives through. I'm not saying that this was a safe house or anything like that, or a flop house for operatives, but it just looks like it. So if you go through my Twitter feed, there's the original Preet Bharara. It's kind of like the Cassandra operation, but it's Hezbollah. It's, using a money laundering scheme, funneling money to Lebanon through through used cars to West Africa. If you look back at the fire, I'll just go to the listing. If you look at the fire that occurred here in the Bronx, you'll notice that there's a guy named Mensa, and this is Emmanuel Mensa. Now, is he related to Quasi Mensa? I don't know, but that seems to be the channel as you go from Quasi Mensa. You go from DC here, you get your credentials, and then you get pushed out, all across the country, LA, different major business centers once you get your street cred here in DC. Okay, so we'll see if Quasi Mensa is still working for Karen Haas, clerk of the House. We can check on that. We're going to actually find that out in Discovery, so we'll be looking there. And it was a National Guard soldier and so forth. So I'm just wondering, also from Ghana. So I'm wondering if Emmanuel Mensa is related to Quasi Mensa. I realize it's a very common name, tribal name in Ghana. But we're going to follow up on that. I say records were destroyed somewhere in that fire. I'm not saying Emmanuel set the fire. I am saying that he is the hero, but the fact that Mensa showed up there so close to where I was doing a stakeout on the chop shop business up there, it just, too many coincidences. Okay, so moving on, looking down here now to the Virginia property, that I believe that this Northern Virginia Community College, these people that are operatives that get recruited, I call them like pamphleteers. They're basically, the CIA just loves pamphlets. They love that glossy color pamphlet. People, I guess, don't throw pamphlets away. They must have done studies on this, but they have them all over DC, right by the metro stops, these color pamphlets, and they're always to suck you into some kind of operative program. Anyway, I'm not saying that's what Dawn Frappolo was or is, but you can see here she's got a lot of social justice tweets. She's also here at that, let's just call it the 930 address. It's 46, and then 930 is the address out there in Sterling where this raid was. This is the building. I constantly walk in front, back and forth between Congress and 333 Constitution, this Department of Labor. This is your EEO Central. I talk to Department of Labor people, literally, task force every day. It's EEO, EEO, EEO. And I almost feel like saying bingo there. That's what I think. There's another address here associated with the 930 address. There's the 927 address, and we're running that down right now. This is supposed to be the guy, Sean Duncan, who got radicalized over the last 4 months. This reminds me so much of the Irish kid that Andy McCabe put up at the Benghazi trial. It's just this little Irish kid that's ready to, be a choir boy and bring the candles down the aisle at the church. Just no one wouldn't believe him. He's from North Carolina. I think he's Army Intel, and we're researching that to see if it's Army Intel for the school play aspect. But we'll see. We'll see Sean Duncan. Supposedly he gets trained, though. There's different people that lived at this address. You're going to see a lot more names cycling through here. These are going to be the consistent owners, and then you're going to see a lot more people here going to Northern Community, Northern College of Virginia. There it's kind of the townhouse. I believe that the 27 address there was a witness to the raid of 2 houses, 2 doors down. I think you're going to see several around here. It's just one of those perfect den mother type situations, and then you bring in your operatives. And again, it's walking distance to that town center, and you catch the bus and away you go. No cars. So anyway, the Lucas guy, the all-American kid, he almost reminds me of Opie and Music Man. Ron Howard played that kid with Gary, Indiana. He supposedly gets radicalized in the last 4 months at this. I'm going to call it the Fawkett. I'm not saying that's a CIA wink, but at the Fawkett. I know I'm saying it wrong. Fawkett. I'm going to go to the Fawkett school, right? So Sean, he watched those videos again, just like all those other bombers and other JTTF guys that went crazy and did crazy operations. He went to the Fawkett school, and who teaches there? I'm going to call him Laffer. I know it's Laher, but I'm going to call him Laffer because I think his cover's a laugh. I'm going to call him Laffer at the IIIT, the 111T, right? Okay. So anyway, I'm just having fun with how bad this is, but this is Al Qaeda's base. Here's Al Qaeda's base at MIT, and here's the guy. This is Laffer here. This is Laffer, right? Harvard educated, great programmer, awesome programmer, right? And he's also at Georgetown. He's also at George Mason. He's also at Brandeis. And this is where you recruit your really top-level operatives. These are guys who are going to be great programmers, and they're going to write programs for you like DHS. I believe this is the DHS recruiting program, and they're going to write great logistics programs or other programs that you don't want Americans to know about. These are covert programs, okay? So this will develop out as we go through it, but there's always this scare tactic of, we want to torch America, whatever. And here are the 2 main CIA recruiting schools. This is John Podesta's recruiting school for CIA, which is Georgetown, and then George Mason is basically a break-off of Georgetown because we just want an all-CIA university. And of course, he's a professor at U.S. Naval Academy as well. Throw that in there. And U.S. law enforcement, of course, knows all about him. So anyway, the Laffer, I'm going to call him the Laffer curve. Remember the Laffer curve in economics? So anyway, here's the details. Sean Duncan converted to Islam after being inspired by watching the videos. Yeah. And then Sewell Laffer, dean at the Fawkett Institute. Look, he also had influence of the Boston bombers. Gee whiz, gosh, look at all the stuff that starts in Boston, right? Well, the whole resistance movement, if you will, started in Boston. I can't remember the guy's name that worked with Hillary Clinton so much, but it's not Saul Alinsky, but an Alinskyite lives up there. And he basically, this whole intellectual recruiting of really super sharp programmers for DHS started there, and they've worked their way down these elite universities, and they're now kind of funneling out. But this down here in D.C., it's mainly Georgetown, American University, and George Mason University. So we'll run back up to the top here, look up here real quick, see what I've done since then. See 2 new tweets here. And I think I pushed here. Here's Suhail Laffer. He's so dangerous, right? Oh, what is he? He's a UML programmer. Who knew about that? Unified modeling language. This is a way of taking big programming project and modeling it so that you can piece it out, so that you can compartmentalize it and give it to a lot of different people. This guy works for P-TECH. P-TECH is the Pakistani technology funnel for all Jack Liu's money that he has in the treasury to basically pour as much money through this P-TECH funnel as we can to Pakistan. So I love it when Andy does anything because you get it makes rain. This terrorism is a joke. This JTTF is a joke. It's really P-TECH. It's really a funnel to basically get money from the United States government to fund DHS programs that the CIA doesn't want the American people to know about. Now, if you don't believe that, let's look at his home over here. This is where Mr. Laffer also lived in Virginia. And here he is in Herndon, home of the NGA, where you get a lot of surveillance information. And there, look at that. You got a road here. You got to turn off here. It's kind of crazy. It's a big hairpin turn. You've got some surveillance equipment. Oh, well, you got something there. And you have to go back here. And then behind here, guess what's behind here? 5-bedroom house. They call it the Animal House. These are all programmers. These are teams. They're coming and going. The Animal House is the key place where all these DHS applications are being written. Andrew McCabe, thank you so much.